Hey y'all, it's Day. So, I'm going to be doing a reading for us today. Very much looking forward to this reading. If you received the message, like the video so that I know that the message was received. Also, if you want to learn more about my readings, you can visit my website, which will be in the comment section below. And you can also request a um, private reading with me as well if you so desire. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Angels, guides, ancestors, God source, and benevolent energies that stand in truth and love. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the guidance. Thank you for the protection. Please continue to guide and protect us as we walk our path. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, okay. I was just getting ready to turn it up. I'll be worried if it's gonna be too loud, the music, but it's not. Very interesting the way that the cards are coming out today. So I was hearing the word judgment, and then I saw the High Priestess card was coming out, and I was like, is this judgment of self? Like discernment regarding your judgment of self? So under the deck, under current energy, is the Page of Coins. The Page of Coins can represent someone that kind of like they have something or they're onto something. And this, the imagery in this card, he was digging, 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 and look, he found something. And who knows, there may be more. And also, what did he do, or what did it take for him to even be able to get to this point as well? So let's see here. Further development is needed, or there is substance there. The top of the deck under current energy is the World card. Yes, and I'm hearing the mark. Like you met the mark, or you're at the mark, or X marks the spot type of energy. With the World card coming out, it's like a full circle moment. It's like things coming together, a new start or a new beginning, or being on the brink of something new as well. So at the top left of the spread, we have the Three of Cups. On the right of that, we have the Wheel of Fortune. With the Wheel of Fortune coming out in this imagery, it feels like the past is gone, like a new start, it's a new dawn I'm hearing. So it's like any past situations regarding relationships, friendships, or your experience with like your social life leading up into this point, it's old, it's gone, like it's a new cycle, it's a new dawn. It feels like very beneficial if this is for someone who didn't have the greatest experiences in their social connections, whether that's like classmates or family members, friends, like groups of people organizations that you may have belonged to in the past. If you had a bad experience with those things, your spiritual team wants you to know that that's in the past, and now we're all being presented a new opportunity to kind of like redefine or reclarify our group dynamics now. Um, that's the energy here. So new connections will be made now and going forward, not just for people who have had bad experiences or negative experiences, or overall, like, say, like if you're a loner or you kind of stay to yourself because of your bad experiences. Our spiritual team is saying, like, right now, everything is kind of in a way being reset, or it's that energy of when your teacher assigns you to a desk and you have like four people at the desk, and then after a certain activity, like they change everything, they change all the seats, and so you're with a new group. That's the type of energy that's coming through. Also, even for the people that maybe they haven't had any traumatic experiences with their social groups, they're still being changed as well. Um, New connections are able to be made, new conversations are able to be made. Um, you also have the ability to kind of realign or redefine your values and the type of people that you want to gravitate towards. So we have that. On the right of these two cards, we also have the Nine of Cups. With the Nine of Cups here, and the cups being emotional, the Nine of Cups can represent like contentment, that feel good energy, like I can kind of rest, I feel secure, I feel accomplished. With the Nine of Cups coming out in this reading, it feels like a reference to feeling good about yourself. And I'm hearing the words commercial vehicle. For me as a reader, that means someone having the ability to move from one stage of their life to the next. But also with the Nine of Cups, someone is feeling more secure, or being presented the environment or the opportunity to. So there is this energy of like you could hold on to your past experiences, but your spiritual team is giving you an opportunity to kind of change the narrative and allow yourself, your mindset to be renewed in regards to how you look at being social. Um, but someone is valued and has the opportunity of being seen as being valuable, as well as far as like a social connection. So like people want to be your friend, people are open to you. You may have experienced in the past where people do not want to be open to you, or people are clicked up, or you feel isolated. A spiritual team is saying, like, if you can change your mindset or be more open, that would be helpful, because people are already going to be helpful and open to you in this next chapter of your life. So good to hear. On the right of this Nine of Cups, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. The Eight of Swords can represent someone that is kind of like stuck in their own head. I'm hearing the word embarrassment. You may have like past experiences that make you feel embarrassed and make you feel a little bit reluctant to be social or to interact. Um, on the right of that, or actually all of these cards that I'm about to call out next are on top of each other, directly on top of each other. So next we have the Knight of Wands. So I'm getting kind of shy energy, or somebody has been like more covert. that's kind of like ducked off. Definitely giving that type of energy with my hoodie here. It's like I don't really care to be seen. I don't really want to be seen. Actually, I'd rather people just pass me by and not notice me at all. And our spiritual team is saying like we can come out of hiding. And you may also be in this energy of like, I'm not hiding. I just want to be like, I just don't want to be bothered. I want to be left alone. So I see someone like bravely taking steps towards being more social. But it's giving that energy of like, okay, I'm here. It's like you go to a party, but you're still wearing a hoodie. You're covered up. They can't see, the frame of your body. It's kind of like I'm here, but I'm still kind of closed off. I feel like I'm going to be rejected already. Therefore, my posture, my mannerisms, the way I dress also give off this energy of expectancy of being rejected, expectancy of not being noticed, expectancy of not being interacted with, expectancy of not wanting to be seen. So, this person is brave because they're actually showing up to the party instead of just staying home or choosing not to go altogether. Um, so that's interesting, but it's giving like spiritual team wants us to be mindful of our posture. So does our posture say that I don't feel worthy of being attractive or being attracted to? Does my posture, does my body language say I don't want to be disturbed or I'm used to being isolated? That's the energy. On top of that, we also have the Eight of Coins coming out in reverse. The Eight of Coins is a card that can represent someone putting time, energy, and effort into their craft. There's a specialty to it. There's a novelty to it. You can't just get it anywhere, but mostly work ethic. With the Eight of Coins coming out in reverse, they're directly on top of this Knight of Wands, where we're kind of like we're putting ourselves in a new environment, but we're still a little closed off. With the Eight of Coins coming out on top of that in reverse, there is this reference or feeling of being a little bit passive, or like in this energy of life is happening to me. So if someone doesn't approach me, that's what I expected. But I'm gonna go to this party, but I'm gonna be like in the corner, ducked off. So there's a little bit of like passive energy. There is a little bit of like being observant, watching everybody else. It's giving wallflower type of energy. On top of that, we have the Star card. So healing is available to us even in this environment and in this time. Again, so we're at this party and like everybody's laughing and having fun and open, and it's almost like this person that came, like people are coming up to them and asking them questions or asking them, like making small talk, and this person is kind of like, oh, this never happened to me before. Like I'm not really used to people talking to me or interacting me or going out of their way to talk to me. So I feel like whoever this reading is for, they feel a little bit confused by it, like, and this happening brings awareness to whoever this reading is for that they don't have to be self-conscious or they don't have to like focus on themselves, and they also don't have to hyper focus on everyone else, because there is this energy of being stuck in the observer position, like where you're constantly watching other people enjoy themselves. You're constantly watching other people's reactions. You're constantly being aware of how everybody else is feeling, their mood, what they're going through, and something about being interacted with or other people initiating and being open to a conversation with them brings to their awareness, whoever this reading is for, that they don't have to be, insecure. The other person, when they're talking to them, they're not worried about how they're being perceived. They're just having a conversation. So, it's kind of an energy of letting your guard down. On top of that, we have the Empress card. So there is this energy. Why did it just jump out my head like that? That's kind of what it felt like also. It's kind of like, okay. I'm seeing someone like being conversed with, and like it's like someone is used to people talking to them or talking at them, but then like not necessarily requiring or wanting feedback, and then the person just like walks off. So there is this energy of like someone being asked a question and kind of like being taken back that the person is staying, or that they want to know more, or that someone's not easily distracted. So this may be for someone that like has a hard time, or felt like they had a hard time at one point retaining someone's attention, or they may have felt like nobody cares what I think, nobody cares my thoughts on something. So I see someone being taken back, that someone's sticking around. Like they're waiting for someone to notice that they're boring. Is that type of energy? Or they're waiting for someone else to kind of like steal the attention. Like someone has experienced being like someone talking to them and then someone else coming up and kind of like stealing them away. It's that type of energy. So with the Empress coming out, there is this energy of receiving, getting into receiver mode, being in receiver mode, letting other people enjoy you, letting yourself cook. Also, like, then on top of that, we have the Nine of Wands. With the Nine of Wands coming out on top of the Empress, it's like she wants to receive. The environment is an environment where she is able to receive. However, receiving is not something that she's used to. So it's kind of like I'm hearing the word tragedy, like someone has experienced tragic moments or hard moments or traumatic experiences in social atmospheres that make them feel really awkward about receiving. And when I'm saying receiving, it's like being open socially, allowing people to ask them questions, like allowing people to take interest in them, sharing more, allowing yourself to step outside of observer position, not just being the observer in a social environment, actually engaging, letting your guard down. For whoever this reading is for, that feels awkward. On the right of these two cards, we have the Page of Swords. And if you see this, he's trying to see something more closely. And I'm hearing the word hint. In situations or circumstances related to being social, spiritual team is wanting us to take a second look. So it's giving this energy of like, I don't want to go to that party, or I don't want to engage in that. Something about this era, this time period, where our spiritual team is saying like in the past, maybe like your entire life up until now, you've identified as an introvert, or you've been isolated or had bad, poor social experiences, and because of that, it can make you like reject things that are coming up now, whether it's events or invitations or whatever social atmosphere there is. um, they're saying like don't allow past experiences to dictate whether or not you choose to participate in something. So try to not be like, I don't want to go to that party because this happened, or I don't want to do that because this happened. When in this new, like now going forward, our spiritual team is saying like new experiences are available to us. So to be mindful of how we are speaking about ourselves, be mindful of how we're speaking about our experiences, and be careful of why we are choosing or not choosing to do something. And if the reason that we are or aren't choosing to do something has something to do with past experiences, to be mindful that, to know that we're basically speaking it back into existence. So we have an opportunity to like have new experiences or change the trajectory of how we experience life. And a big part of that is not using old jargon related to antisocial, self isolation. If you have identified as an introvert all of your life, our spiritual teams is saying that that can change. You don't have to be an introvert all your life. And we know as introverts, well, I consider myself an introvert, and for anyone else that identifies with that, it's not always about. It's like it might have been hurtful at first, but we've kind of settled into it, and now it's not a painful thing. Now it's something that we enjoy. But our spiritual team is saying that if we do want to refer to the past, acknowledge the fact of why we are introverts, which is the hurt, the pain, the initial hurt and pain and trauma that that was caused, and knowing that that is the reason why we adjusted to those type of habits, and that that doesn't have to be for the rest of our lives. So I would like everybody that this reading is resonating with to start imagining, visioning whatever your gift is, writing down a scenario, thinking about what could it look like if I was popular? What could it look like if people were just so attracted to me? What could it look like if I was just very social? Like imagining that is taking footsteps towards a different experience. So kind of like entertaining that idea of whatever the opposite is. Maybe you're shy, maybe you're insecure. Entertaining this idea of you not being insecure, you being confident, you being social, you smiling. Think about those things. Those practices could be beneficial. Towards the bottom left of the spread, we have the moon card. And I'm feeling like really like apprehensive, I'm hearing, but like more so like awkward, like exactly that. So I'm also getting someone being at a party and being like super surprised, or a social atmosphere and being super surprised somebody wants to dance with them, whether male or female, romantic or platonic. It's not, it's like it can be romantic, but it's just like just a person wanting to engage with you, or like why does this person see this in me? I see that person reflecting on that, like this person thinks that I'm like this or that I would like that. And it's like you almost want to reject it, or you almost want to correct them, like actually no, like I'm an introvert, like I don't really do this. But our spiritual team is saying like go with it, like invite it, like allow other people's interactions to be windows of insight of what others see in you. So someone may like, they might not even be thinking this, but it's giving this energy of, oh, this person thinks I'm an extrovert, but I'm not. But spiritual team's like, go with it. That's funny. So on the bottom left of the spread, we have the moon card. And I'm getting that feeling again. The moon card can represent hidden feelings, emotions, and objectives. Um, but this is very awkward for you. It's coming out in the resistant position. This whole entire social situation is very, I'm hearing, daunting. It's kind of like, it feels very awkward. So I was getting an example of someone is like dragging you to the dance floor and you're like, I don't do this. And I'm not sure why other people think that I do. Like, they didn't pick this up from my vibes. They didn't pick this up from my body language. Um, but our spiritual team is encouraging us to explore. Like, what if you just went with it? What could happen? Directly underneath this moon card, we have the 5 of coins. Ugh. And I'm hearing the word poverty. I'm hearing poverty, and this is coming out in the choice point position. So the moon card's coming out in the resistant position, as in you may be a little bit reluctant to kind of like let loose or open up or be more expressive, take a gamble, take a risk, like let someone like talk a little bit more than you usually would, that type of energy. And then the 5 of coins is coming out in the choice point position, meaning that we will be presented this opportunity and we will be given the choice to choose poverty mindset or to be open to the opportunities that are available to us. In the traditional tarot, the 5 of coins is the one depicted by the two homeless, what seemingly homeless people walking past a church, and the church has the lights on, meaning like shelter is available. Someone has an open door for them. The environment is also cold, and I think it's snowing as well. So it's like they need shelter. So there is an element of, we need community. We need social interaction. We've survived our whole lives without it, without certain aspects of a healthy social atmosphere. And our spiritual team is hoping that with this message that we don't allow our mind to continue this cycle just because that's what our past experience was. So on the bottom right of this spread, we have the 10 of coins, and I'm hearing legacy. Legacy? How amazing would it be to have lived through and survived isolation, scapegoating, being overlooked, being undervalued half of your life, and then understanding, realizing, and being open to taking advantage of a change in sales, a change in the wind. Like, and I am getting that energy of somebody's been discredited, I'm hearing, overlooked their whole life, had poor social interactions the first half of their life, and now all of a sudden being bombarded by people that want to love them, want to know more about them, want to know their thoughts, and want to know, and I'm hearing the word spontaneity. Yeah, so it's giving very rich vibes. And the 10 of coins, I was hearing legacy. The 10 of coins can represent legacy, something built over time. So it's kind of like, if we can get past our own personal traumas and change our mindset regarding our expectations, being very low for social interactions, we can gain and reap a lot of beautiful things that really change the trajectory of our lives, which is wild. Underneath that, we also have the Queen of Coins. So I'm seeing opportunities being presented through these social interactions. Um, I hate the word networking because sometimes for me it feels like very empty or hollow, but it is giving like networking with like real value, like feeling connected more so than networking just for business purposes or just to climb the ladder. It's like networking, like making valuable connections, making fruitful connections, something that you can build on. And I'm hearing the word prepare. So prepare to make meaningful connections in the next few weeks is going to be very important. That's something that we also need to exercise. Whatever your gift is, writing, seeing, visualizing, feeling like what would it feel like if this was my experience, me actually making valuable connections and building on it and them amounting to something over time. It's in the choice point position as well as this 10 of coins. All of these are these three cards I'm about to go over. Choice point and the Emperor. Our spiritual team is like wanting us to take advantage of these interactions as well. See where they can go, explore them, be curious about them. So I'm getting someone being pulled to the dance floor and they're like feeling very awkward about it because it's not something that they do. And then after it's done, they're like, okay, the interaction is over. Let me go back to my seat. So I see them kind of like trying to scurry away. And the person's like, wait, let's go over here. Like, the interaction is not over. For whoever this reading is for, like, they're used to, say you've tried to share something with family members or friends or whatever your earlier social interactions were. You tried to share something. You tried to be open. You tried to, make friends. And maybe you got the cold shoulder. So I'm getting like someone's like they're not expecting someone to stick around. They're not expecting someone to be interested. But with the Emperor spiritual team saying they want you to show up as worthy of these unexpected interactions. New beginnings. This is the top of the deck undercurrent energy that came out earlier. Angels, guides, ancestors, God, cosmos, benevolent energy that's in truth and love. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the guidance. Thank you for the protection. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Is there anything else that we need to know regarding this reading? Is there anything else Okay, so under the deck, undercurrent energy is the Three of Swords. We've had real pain, real heartache, real scenarios, real experiences with being rejected, hurt. I'm hearing dismantled even. Top of the deck, undercurrent energy is the Five of Swords. Whoever this reading is for, you may have felt like you had to fight to eat. You had to fight to get your share. You had to fight to get attention. So like for example, I'm getting a energy of like maybe you weren't the only child, maybe you had a lot of siblings or a lot of cousins, and you just didn't feel like the favorite. You didn't feel like you were taken interest in as much as the others. That's an energy that's coming up here. Far left of the spread, we have the King of Wands in reverse. Yeah, someone made someone feel very unwanted. This person has a lot of great qualities represented as the candles. Here they have a lot of great things. Someone wanted to show their artwork. Someone wanted to show, like, you know, how kids are like, watch me do this. And unfortunately, whoever this reading is for, you know, the other person, the adult, whoever, didn't really take that much interest. And so they kind of stopped trying. A part of them kind of died from being overlooked, I'm hearing. So that aspect, that child aspect of them still lives within them and still believes that scenario. Okay. So on top of this moon card where there are different experiences and feelings that come with these new experiences that have yet to be explored, and the Five of Coins where we have or we will be presented a choice point to keep our poverty mindset and allow that to dictate our new experiences even in this new era, or we can choose to be in receiver mode and receive new experiences. On top of that, we have the Strength card. So our spiritual team is coming through to acknowledge that they know that that's very hard for you. They know that it's very awkward for you. They know, like, they know what you've been through. They know what we've been through. And they want to come through in a very sweet and genuine way to say, like, we know what you're feeling. We know why you're feeling the way you're feeling as well. And we know that strength is required to open up and to receive and to risk being awkward and to risk being rejected again. But that's not going to be the case. So to trust us. On top of that, we have the Seven of Wands in the choice point position as well. And I'm hearing met, and the way it's coming through is like someone being met with anger, someone being met with rejection, someone being met with, and it's you, it's us. It's a new experience coming towards us with open arms, and instead of us being rejected, we're doing the rejecting, or we're doing the being on defense. And that is coming out in the choice point position as well. We can choose to be defensive, or we can choose to exercise patience and see like what's going on. Let things play out. Towards the middle of the spread, directly underneath this Nine of Cups we were talking about earlier, and the Eight of Swords, and the Knight of Wands, we have the Five of Cups in the choice point position. We could pity ourselves and our past experiences. That's in the choice point position. We have the Five of Wands in the resistant position. We can snub out our own experiences. So it's giving me birthday cake energy. These candles, you like, someone wants to celebrate you, and we can easily reject that. And exactly what that looks like energetically is we blow out the candles ourselves. Someone's trying to celebrate us, someone's trying to invite us, someone's trying to welcome us. And our reaction could be like, no. And then on top of that, we have the Ten of Cups. Wish fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, happiness, love, life is in the choice point position. So great things are available to us on an emotional scale, and we only have to choose to take advantage of it. We only have to choose to engage. Okay, so on top of this 10 of coins, where we heard legacy, and the queen of coins, where our spiritual team is saying that we will have opportunities for connections and to network connections of value and something coming from them. We have the the Knight of Swords coming out in reverse, and we have the Seven of Coins. Seven of Coins can represent someone waiting for something to finish growing, or waiting a little bit longer than expected. And the Knight of Swords is, I'm hearing intellect. Intellect. I'm hearing downward. It's like it's giving perspective. Having a poor perspective on life is really gonna do us in. So we need to check our vision, check our perspective. And also there is this energy of learning how to navigate conversations. Maybe you're not the best speaker, maybe you're not the best conversationalist, but our spiritual team is perhaps wanting us to practice that, or at least visualize being more of a conversationalist. And it is going to be awkward and cringe, and it's going to be work, but it's possible and it's worth it. And it's something that will develop into something very special over time, because I'm seeing that this unexercised ability is tied to a spiritual gift that looks like insight. And I'm getting like a third eye reference. Okay, so on top of that we have the Six of Cups. Meaningful connections, meaningful relationships. Imagine being someone that, like, you've gotten used to being alone, you actually prefer it at this point, and going to the opposite end where you actually have friends or a friend. Someone, whoever this reading is for, is like really used to being in solitude or being solitary. So spiritual team is saying a meaningful connection is available. Can you catch it? Will you receive it? And then next to that we have the Ace of Coins coming out in reverse. And this is coming out directly underneath the Empress card and the Nine of Wands that we talked about earlier, where our spiritual team is saying, like, this is the past and here's the future. You are the Empress and we want you to receive. So will you reject this blessing because of past hurts and trauma? On the far right of the spread we have the Six of Coins in reverse. And I'm hearing safety. And then I was also hearing safety net in reverse. And then we have the Queen of Cups. Spiritual team is saying that by us being more open to people being interested in us or wanting to engage with us, you may be surprised at how people respond to you. Like, it's totally different or out of your element than you're used to. Like whoever this reading's for, you may not be used to people taking interest in you. And I see somebody doing something or saying something or giving an opinion on something and being taken back by people wanting to know more or taking their thoughts seriously. And there is this energy of like they're actually receiving what I'm saying. They actually appreciate me. And I see this person being confused, which brings me back to this King of Wands. For whoever this reading is for, they may have experienced, as a child, wanting to gain the attention of a parent or a guardian or an older person, anybody, and feeling overlooked. But they had all these qualities. It was never that you didn't have all these interesting qualities or, whatever you were doing didn't have value. It was never that. You still have those same qualities, but now you being in receiver mode and the people around you being willing to receive and interact, that people are like, wow, like this is awesome. And I see the person like being taken back, like, it is? Like, what? So yeah, receiver mode is what I'm hearing. Let's see, in closing, is there anything else that our spiritual team wants us to know or to see? Is there anything else that we need to know? Four of Wands, being sure of yourself. Practices that help you feel grounded would be important. Our spiritual team mostly wants us to be confident in ourselves, or at least be comfortable with ourselves, within our identity and how we show up. If you are a, recovering introvert, like it may have been something that you identify with, but our spiritual team is saying like, maybe you're only an introvert just because of your past experiences. Maybe you're not an introvert at all. Maybe you just never interacted with the right people or been in the right environment to truly be yourself. And our spiritual team is just bringing up this idea that maybe you're an extrovert. What if you were an extrovert? Maybe you're still an introvert, but maybe you like to talk more in the right environment. And then there's this energy with the Four of Wands. It's like, when you visualize, when you think of yourself or put yourself in a mindset of possibly being an extrovert, that doesn't mean that you have to be like, oh my god. You don't have to be that. That doesn't have to be what extrovert looks like to you. But what is required or necessary is you to be grounded in who you are. So you can still be chill and be an extrovert. You can still be yourself and be more interactive as well. So spiritual things like, you don't have to change your energy, but they do want us to change our posture and our mindset, which is going to influence our posture, our mannerism, our body language. So be mindful of that. Then we have the Four of Coins coming out. So spiritual things is like, you're solid. You're a good person. You're a great person. You have great qualities. Remember that, know that, understand that, and move forward with that knowing. Okay, the last card under the deck, undercurrent energy, is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups can represent someone who is willing to walk away from a journey, an era, a project that they've put time, energy, and effort into. Sometimes they don't really want to, or sometimes they realize like, I've built this, but it didn't come out the way that I wanted to, or it's not doing the way I want to. And there's a level of courage that comes with acknowledging, I've invested time, energy, and effort in this project. I didn't necessarily get the results that I wanted. There are still qualities and aspects of my work that I want to take with me, but I do have to move on. And so with the Eight of Cups coming out, it's this energy of like leaving an era of bad experiences, an era of rejection, an era of isolation, an era of, the skills that you learned being tough, being by yourself, learning how to fend for yourself, learning how to protect yourself are still valuable. You can take those with you. But the poverty aspects of it, expecting not to be listened to, expecting not to be seen, expecting not to be attractive, expecting not to be loved, expecting not to be heard, expecting to be taken advantage of, expecting not to be seen, expecting not to be taken seriously, we can leave that part behind. So our spiritual team empowers us today to expect more, expect different, and expect to be loved. That's quite powerful. Love this reading for me. Very short and sweet. I hope that you catch the vibe. Remember to pick up these practices so we can expect more, because our spiritual team is saying that our experiences are our past experiences, and there are new opportunities and experiences available to us now. So, if you would like to request a private reading with me, you can visit my website, which will be in the comment section below. Also, if you'd like to just learn more about me and my readings, you can do so as well. And what was the last thing that I wanted to say? Like the video. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. I do want to thank my angels, guides, ancestors, God source, and benevolent energies that stand in truth and love. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the guidance. Thank you for the protection. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye.